Hi guys, my first time doing live video, so we'll see how this turns out. But I have a new card to show you guys. You want to see it? Just stay with me. Give me a second to make sure I can see myself on the laptop while what's happening. So just a second here. Okay, so I can see myself. If you guys have any questions or anything as I do this, just let me know. So I'm gonna go down. Here's the card we're gonna be making. Right there. It's not glued, and I'll show you the process of how we're gonna do this. So I cut 3 different papers. First one, the black one. And the size of it is, we're going to put it on the ruler so you can see. It is, since my cards are 5 by 7s, so the first one goes just a 1/4 inch off, which is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So that's the first layer. Let's put that on there right away. Get my tape here. Close this up so we have some room to work with. I'll do the simple stuff first so we have a base without having it move. And I already pre-cut some of the stuff to save us some time. So, hi guys. Hi Val. Hi Tanya. So just quickly, just like that. Bear with me since it's my very first live video ever. I hope you guys can hear me well. So just put that right on here. Just like that. The next size up is, we're going to do it in red. And this one is another 1/4 inch off more. So this is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Let's put this one on here too. And this is just a double-sided tape that I use because it's a strong one. I use the sequin tape. But here's this one. I already pre-cut the paper to make it faster. Okay, put that right on there. Match up all the sides. Okay, and then this one. This one I embossed using this embossing folder. It's 6x. So I just embossed it with that and inked up the edges a little bit with the worn lipstick. So just went over a little bit on the edges. Since the circle is going to be right in the center, and I didn't do anything on there. So let's put this one on there real quick. Same process, just tape. And this one is a double-sided paper, so I'm just using the pink side of it. Okay. the center with this one, and I use 2 different tapes to make sure it holds well. Okay, let's put that on here. I like to line it up on here because it's supposed to be all equal on all sides. That way the 4th one will be exactly right. So there's that. Then I used 2 different circles to cut out. One out of black, the bigger one is out of black, and then the smaller one is out of the pink lighter color. Get this on there. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, and we're going to do it a little bit closer to the top of the page, so we have some room for a bird and some words at the bottom. Okay, so that was done. Center this one so it's all equal on all sides like that. So this flower right here we're gonna make. I'm gonna show you in just a second how I make it. It's kind of an interesting process. So you're gonna need watercolor paper because we're gonna use some water and we don't want anything happening there. So we're going to take a sheet of watercolor paper, and I have this stamp set by Hero Arts. That's one right here we're going to be using. So I put the stamp already on here. The process is you put the paper in here, tape it on so it doesn't move, and then they come off really easily. You just need a surface that's non-porous, like that, a hard one. And then, so you can actually put the stamp right where you want it on the paper, just like that. Stick it on, and it sticks to it. That way, every time you're going to do it, you can do it over and over on these things. So, first we're going to stamp with the pink. There's the pink one that I used. And I just go over the flower. I flip it over so I can see where the petals are of the flower. And just ink it up with an ink stamp. If it goes a little bit on the green leaves, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. You can wipe it off if you want. Like if you see too much, you can just go in there and wipe it off a little bit. And then you just close this up and stamp. Open it back up. There's your image. If you see blank spots with this one, since nothing moves, you can go back and do it some more. Go in those areas where there's not enough ink and do it again. We'll do the center a little bit more. I'll do it one more time just to make sure I get enough ink in the middle there. Okay, there we go. And then you can either wipe it off or leave it as it is, and then just go in with the green. Same process. You can look on this side and just ink it up. Just like that. And then just a little bit on there. Well, you get an idea. I'm gonna just stamp and have you see what it turns out like. there's the image right there. So now what we're gonna do, I have this water pen. There's just water in here, and it's a brush at the tip. Just water comes out. So with because these are Tim Holtz Oxide inks, they will work with water. So what happens is kind of like a watermark effect. So you just go in here and just start putting some water on, and don't put too much or the whole stamp that you did will disappear. But kind of if you go quickly, it pulls enough color to color it. But it still leaves that pink mark in there. And just do all the petals that way. Just like that. There you go. Flower is colored. You can go back, pick up some more of this ink in here, and just go into the places where you want a little bit more color. You can tell on these stamps, it's actually where there's these little lines. You stamp extra on that area. And so you just go in, get a little bit more of there. You can stamp it to the side on your mat and just use it that way. But so there's the flower pretty much. You can go back and add more color if you want, but then just wipe it off a little bit, and we'll do the green. Same thing with the green. Just go in and spread it out. Just like that. And where I have a little more red, I'm gonna ink a little bit extra on my surface, so I can just pull that out, and it paints green. Just like that. And by the way, if you're out of lines, it's not that big of a deal because you're gonna go back and cut it out. So there's pretty much the flower. I also, let me wipe this extra on here off. What I did is I used a different ink, the one that's not watercolored, and just went in on the green. And stamped it right on top there. One more time. Because it's a little bit of a darker green, it gives the edges and the lines a little bit more definition. Do it again. And let's do this third time just to make sure we got it all nicely on there. Okay. So there's our flower. What I did for the center of the flower here, this one's already dried. I did it earlier. I put this little powder on there. I'll put a link to it at the bottom. I bought it on eBay. So just put a little bit of glue on there. And then I use one of these scoopers from one of those freezies that you eat. You just cut out the rest of it. And dump it right on there. And we're gonna let all of it sit there and dry. So I'm gonna put this aside so it's not in our way. But here's the flower. There it is. Beautiful, isn't it? And how fast you can do that. So I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, so that's the die. And then I just it comes with a die cut for it. It comes separately, but so I bought it fits exactly on the flower, just like that, to cut it out on my machine. My other videos on YouTube, I show the process of how to cut it out and how to emboss, so it makes it simpler on there. So I just cut it out. Then we have these hummingbirds here. This is another Hero Arts die that I'm gonna use this little bird here. So what I did, I cut it out of red paper and a black paper. So the black one is to give it shadow. So what I did also, I poked out of the red one right here. I'll put it against the white so you can see the little holes in there. And then these feathers, it's already cut, so you just lift them up right there. Just like that. Just lift it up one at a time. So I'm not going to do the black one probably, so I can glue it on better. So let's just glue the red one on the black. Just put a little bit of glue here and there. Thank you guys for joining me. It's my first time, so we'll see how this works out. Okay. Just a little bit of glue here and there. And we're going to do it a little bit off so you can see the shadow of the black. And with the glue, it's nice because you can move it around if you want to give it more or less of the black that you want to see. But here's what it looks like with the black in the background. You can always go in with markers and paint it a little more and give it green or any other color. So we're gonna put that little bird on there in a second. So the flower is already done, so we're gonna use some pop-up dots. They just raise it up a little bit. We're gonna put quite a few of them since it's a big picture. One or two in the center. Do one there, do another one here, one more. So they are also double-sided, so we need to peel off the little papers off of the back. Okay, and what this does, so when we put this red in the middle of a circle, right there, it raises it up. So I'll show you guys like that. See how it's raised up? It's not flat on there. You can use them as high as you like, but if you want to mail this card, make sure you're not making it way too high, because they do come in different sizes. Okay, we'll do the same with the hummingbird. Actually, let me put a little bit of green on the hummingbird. They come such beautiful colors that I can't just leave it be the way it is. I'm gonna add a little bit of color to it. Just like that. And then we'll do the beak in black. Last one I saw had a black beak, so we're gonna color that one a little bit too. Let's put the lids on here. So that's how the hummingbird changed, just by putting two different colors right on there. Changed the whole hummingbird. We're gonna put some pop-up dots on the back of the hummingbird. We'll do one more on the swing here, and take off the little pieces of paper. Okay, so the hummingbird is gonna go, we can put it anywhere. I can even, probably gonna put it up here, maybe even more realistic since it's flying to eat some of that nectar inside. Okay. I think this is from the die. That's the paper. So now we can put any kind of words on it. So here's the card. Here's what we got. Beautiful, isn't it? And then I cut out 2 words, happy. It's going to be the same way. The white will go on top and the black will be the shadow for it. So let's glue that on there real quick. And you can do it happy Mother's Day, happy birthday, happy get well. You can put any words on here. It depends on whatever you have or whatever the occasion. You can say thank you with this card. Okay, we'll glue it right on top of the black. A little bit off center, just like I was telling you guys before. Just like that. And that's the word. Or you can have just happy on top and then write any kind of a message that you'd want on the inside. Okay, so there's my card. I hope you guys like it. And thank you for joining me for my first time ever live video. Have a great day. Bye.